Indra is credited with being the creator of ninjutsu and the progenitor of the Uchiha clan. He had shoulder-length brown hair that framed his face and the rest of which he tied into a high ponytail. He wore a high-collared purple shirt that had a chain of sorts draped around the right shoulder. Despite his young age, he was one of the clan's most powerful shinobi and was also endowed with great leadership skills. He also possessed the clan's Kekkei Genkai, the Sharingan. Setsuna was an Uchiha shinobi who had doubts about the Lord Second. He planned to reclaim power from the Senju clan. Being part of the Konoha military police force, he was a fairly skilled shinobi and was probably skilled in kenjutsu due to the sword he wielded. He also managed to awaken his clan's Kekkei Genkai, the Sharingan, which granted him many benefits. Taima was a calm and stoic individual. He also seemed to have great confidence in his son, Madara, respecting his decision to retreat from a confrontation with the Senju after Madara noted that the odds were probably against them with Hashirama present. Taima was blessed with the various advantageous abilities of the eyes which greatly enhanced his own combat prowess on the battlefield. She and her husband Taeyaki were renowned as small bakery owners located in the Uchiha compound. She had black hair, tied in a knot on top of her head. She also had small black eyes and she wore a brown full-body dress. Taeyaki had a short crop of grey hair and a kind face. He wore a beige-colored long-sleeved kimono shirt and a beige-colored pair of pants. His shop had been in the family since the rise of Konoha. The recipe of the senbei that gave the shop its fame was a secret passed down through the generations and was closely guarded by Taeyaki. Kagami was noted to be greatly dedicated to the protection of Konoha, having accomplished much for the sake of the village. His sense of loyalty was so great, he never fell victim to his clan's curse of hatred. Kagami's descendant, Shisui, who was hailed as the strongest Uchiha of his time and a wielder of the Mangekyo Sharingan, openly admitted he was inferior to his ancestor. With both of her grandson's parents dead, she became Obito's guardian. A kind woman, she cared very much for her grandson, telling him how much he was like both his parents and wanted to see him lead a bright future. She was an elderly woman with shoulder-length grey hair and large black eyes. She wears a high-collared purple outfit with a brow vest emblazoned with the Uchiha's crest. Madara was the legendary leader of the Uchiha clan. He founded Konoha alongside his childhood friend and rival, Hashirama Senju. Madara was one of the most powerful shinobi in history, recognized as the strongest Uchiha in his lifetime and for decades after his death. A child prodigy, he killed several adult Senju before he had awakened his Sharingan. Madara was incredibly skilled in taijutsu. During his confrontation with the 4th Division, he calmly defeated thousands of opponents with physical combat, disarming and dodging attacks from many directions. He was fast enough to kick Naruto, who was in Sage mode, and dodge a Flying Thunder God slash from Tobirama, the same attack that killed his younger brother, Izuna Uchiha. Madara was able to utilize all 5 basic nature transformations as well as yin-yang release. As Uchiha, he had a natural affinity for fire release, being able to produce a massive wall of flames that required several water release users to repel together. He could use Susanoo, would release, Sharingan illusion, Rinnegan abilities, and the list goes on. Madara loved fighting above all else. The sights, the sounds, even the taste of his own blood, he felt being reincarnated deprived him of the full experience. Madara was also very kind. He loved his brothers, but then he fell in the darkness of this cruel world and decided to put everyone under illusion and make them live their lives peacefully in order to avoid this reality. Izuna was noted to be of prodigious talent, even by the battle-adept Uchiha clan standards, and was one of the most powerful Uchiha in history, being his brother Madara's equal before Madara acquired the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Izuna was a harmonic and devoted person. He also appeared to be very competitive with his brother in terms of skill, as they would often spar to hone these skills. Nari was a calm kunoichi who maintained her composure even when fighting a friend and fellow clan member. Nari was undoubtedly a powerful ninja. She was shown wielding a sword, indicating skill with kenjutsu. She was also able to awaken her clan's jujutsu, the Sharingan, and was even able to awaken the Mangekyo Sharingan. Born to the Uchiha clan, Rai was able to awaken the Sharingan in his youth, as well as his own Mangekyo Sharingan. Rai was a power-hungry man who got obsessed by the abilities Izanagi granted him, even after overusing its power and going blind in his left eye. Naka was a close comrade of Nari Uchiha. He was able to awaken his Mangekyo Sharingan and became obsessed with the technique Izanagi, which he used to kill some of his own clansmen. After struggling for a while, Naka eventually accepted his fate and broke the loop caused by the Izanami. He presumably died at some point either before or during the Uchiha clan downfall. During the continuous struggle between shinobi clans, Baru and his clansmen faced an opposing force who quickly wiped out Rai Uchiha's comrades with a trap. However, Rai nullified the outcome by sacrificing one of his eyes in order to use Izanagi. Not much is known about Baru's abilities, except that he awakened the Sharingan and was able to use Izanagi. He also had the Mangekyo Sharingan. Alongside Yashiro and Teko Uchiha, Inabi questioned Itachi Uchiha about his whereabouts during the time when Shisui Uchiha supposedly committed suicide. Inabi was very confident in his abilities as a member of the famed Uchiha clan. Like Yashiro, Inabi was very straightforward. He referred to Itachi as an insolent child and wanted him arrested. Teka was a very calm and composed person, not speaking much, unlike Inabi and Yashiro. He was also very confident in his own abilities as a member of the famed Uchiha clan. Yashiro seemed to be a very straightforward and prideful man. Deep inside, however, he's proven himself to be a precociously and cowardly man, as he relayed the masked man's information to Fugaku to avoid taking any responsibilities for the clan's uprising himself, instead discreetly urging his leader to take action. Yakumi was a member of the Konoha military police force. As a member of the police force, he assisted Fugaku Uchiha in his duties. Though much is not known of him, the databook noted that he felt a strong affection towards the Uchiha clan and was fiercely loyal to it. Taiko Uchiha was a character in Jiraiya's novel within Tsunode's Infinite Tsukiyomi Dream. Taiko believes that by harshly punishing criminals and villagers, the motivation for further crimes gets prevented early, thus justifying his ruthless behavior towards thieves, but also defenseless villagers. Fugaku Uchiha was the head of the Uchiha clan as well as the leader of the Konoha military police force. As leader of the Uchiha, Fugaku was focused on the clan's interest and welfare and had a strong sense of responsibility. His son, Sasuke, saw him as a stern and uncaring man while he was seen as a father figure to the rest of the clan. Mikoto Uchiha was a jonin from Konoha's Uchiha clan. After marrying Fugaku Uchiha, she settled down to become a housewife, raising their two sons, Itachi and Sasuke. Mikoto was a very gentle and kind woman, but could also be stern and strict when she needed to be, as seen when Itachi came back from the academy and she told Sasuke that he could not play because he had homework. Because he grew up without knowing his parents, Obito's childhood was marked by dreams of being acknowledged. This motivated him to become a ninja so that he could, in turn, become Hokage and have the entire village finally recognize him. When Rin acknowledged him regardless, Obito fell in love with her and aimed to earn her love in addition to the Hokage title. He was believed to have died during the Third Shinobi World War, his only surviving legacy being the Sharingan he gave to his teammate, Kakashi Hadaki. In truth, Obito was saved from death and trained by Madara Uchiha, but the events of the war left Obito disillusioned with reality, and he inherited Madara's plan to create an ideal world. Shisui Uchiha, renowned as Shisui of the Body Flicker. Shisui was a very humble and down-to-earth individual. He was never arrogant about his own talent or accomplishments, yet was not above telling others when they made mistakes. At the same time, he was open-minded, never stubbornly believing in one ideal solely, and strove to see that unique nature of current situation before him. Bearing stark resemblance to his ancestor Kagami Uchiha, Shisui also had short, unkempt, dark-colored hair, black eyes and a relatively broad nose and well-defined eyelashes that were turned upwards at each end. In the anime, however, these lines are broken instead of whole. From a young age, Itachi was calm and insightful, showing noticeable maturity for his age and knowledge on how to deal with every situation. For all his accomplishments, talent, and fame, Itachi was a rather humble man. Never arrogant about his own abilities nor underestimating others, most things he said would be unbiased and accurate. As a 7-year-old, his reasoning was on par with a Hokage. Itachi was a shinobi of Uchiha clan who served as an Anbu captain. He later became an international criminal after murdering his entire clan, sparing only his younger brother, Sasuke. He afterwards joined the international criminal organization Akatsuki, whose activity brought him into frequent conflict with Konoha and its ninja, including Sasuke, who sought to avenge their clan by killing Itachi. Sasuke is one of the last surviving members of Uchiha. After his older brother, Itachi, slaughtered their clan, Sasuke made it his mission in life to avenge them by killing Itachi. Sasuke was a happy child. One of Sasuke's most significant bonds is the one he has with his older brother until he slaughtered their clan, and after killing Itachi, Sasuke become cold and finally in Boruto back on right way. Izumi was the daughter of Hazuki Uchiha. Izumi's father was not an Uchiha, and for that reason their family lived separately from the Uchiha clan for the first few years of Izumi's life. During the Nine-Tailed Fox's attack, her father died while protecting her. Izumi was described as a kind and considerate girl for an Uchiha. After her father's sacrifice, Izumi was traumatized and blamed herself. Sakura isn't an Uchiha, she is in marriage with Sasuke. Sakura has been in love with Sasuke since childhood and initially focuses on getting his attention above everything else. Her initial infatuation for him was rooted in his good looks and calm, collecting attitude, and his rejections failed to deter her. Sara was portrayed to be like her father, Sasuke, after the events of the Uchiha clan downfall, unfriendly, unsmiling and sullen, but this changed. According to Naruto, her personality takes after Sakura's, which he bases on the suspicion that Sara is scary. When she's angry, she indeed has somewhat of a strong temper, which flares up more often after her appointment to Team Konohamaru.